Killian Thorne slams Nora hard against a backstage hallway wall, and the global live feed catches every second. "You are out of your mind." Nora hisses, voice low and sharp. This is the Oscars backstage. Killian does not blink. He cages her in with one arm, the other hand firm at her waist. His face stays cold, like the man the cameras worship, but his eyes burn with a private heat that never shows on red carpets. "Then stop talking," he murmurs. He kisses her hard and deep, as if he has waited a lifetime for one breath of her. Nora tries to shove him away. She fails. His grip is too steady, too familiar. Her anger melts into a helpless shiver that makes her hate herself, because she loves the way he knows her. Their lips part. She drags in air. "Killian, if anyone sees." "Nobody will." He says it like a promise. Like a lie. A distant cheer rolls through the corridor, muffled by velvet curtains and security doors. Beyond those doors, a theater full of famous faces sits under spotlights. The show is live. The world is watching. Nora hears a beep. A soft click. A tiny red light on a ceiling camera that should be dark. "Killian," she whispers. "That camera is on. It is always on," he says, then pauses, and his mouth curves into the smallest smile. "Trust me." Nora hates that smile. It never appears for fans. It never appears for reporters. It only appears for her when he wants something. She tries to step away. He hooks her closer. "Do not move," he says. "Do not order me." He kisses her again, slower this time, as if he is tasting the argument on her tongue. Nora grips his lapels, furious, desperate, dizzy. Then the hallway speakers crackle. A bright stage voice booms from nowhere. "And now, a special behind-the-scenes look at our nominees preparing for the moment of a lifetime." Nora freezes. Killian's eyes lift, just once, toward the camera. The wall-mounted monitor at the end of the corridor flares to life. A giant screen in the adjacent lounge mirrors it. And somewhere in the main theater, the jumbotron switches. On screen, in perfect high definition, the icy Hollywood king pins the most infamous Hollywood queen to a wall and kisses her like he owns her breath. The theater gasps as one. A celebrity in a jeweled gown drops her clutch. A famous comedian chokes on water. A producer in the front row turns the color of paper. In the lounge, assistants scream. Security reaches for earpieces. A makeup artist covers her mouth with both hands. Nora's mind goes blank. She feels the world tilt, like the floor has decided it is done cooperating. On the monitor, her eyes are wide. Her face is flushed. Killian's hand is on her waist, possessive, deliberate. His mouth is on hers, gentle now, almost reverent, as if he is making a vow instead of making a mess. The live caption feed erupts. "Not the enemies. Is this real?" I am screaming. "They hate each other. They do not hate each other." Nora tears her mouth free and stares at the screen, horrified. "This is not happening," she whispers. Killian rests his forehead against hers, calm as stone. "It is happening," he says. "Turn it off." Nora snaps, voice rising. "Turn it off now." Killian looks past her shoulder. Down the corridor, Director Carter rushes in, headset crooked, panic all over his face. He waves both arms like a man trying to land a plane on a rooftop. "Cut the feed, cut the feed." Carter shouts. "Who put that camera on the program switch?" A tech sprints after him, tripping over cables. Nora spins on Killian. "Did you do this?" Killian lifts both hands, innocent. "Too innocent. You are the one who kissed me back," he says. Nora makes a sound between a growl and a gasp. "You started it. You dared me." His voice drops. "You always dare me." Carter skids to a stop, eyes bulging at the sight of them. He forgets to breathe. Then his expression shifts. Shock melts into awe, the kind of awe a true gossip lover cannot hide. "Oh my God." Carter whispers. "It is real. It is actually real." Nora wants to throw herself into the nearest supply closet and lock the door forever. She grabs Carter's sleeve. Fix it right now." Carter fumbles at his tablet. "I am trying, I swear I am trying." On the monitor, the broadcast cuts to the stage again, but it is too late. The damage is done. Screenshots already fly across the internet like sparks in dry grass. Nora's phone starts buzzing in her pocket. She does not need to look. She already knows every contact in her life is screaming. She breathes once. Twice. Then she turns back to Killian and speaks through clenched teeth. "If you ever do that again, I will end you." Killian's gaze is steady. Possessive. Soft in a way that makes her chest ache. "You cannot end what you started," he says. Nora laughs, harsh. "Watch me." He leans in, so close his lips graze her ear. The world just met us. He murmurs. Let it. Nora shuts her eyes for 1 second, because she knows this is the beginning of the worst, loudest, most humiliating night of her career. And the sweetest secret she has ever kept is now screaming on every screen on earth. 2 years ago, the first lie begins with a casting call and a stolen bottle of water. Nora Hart walks into a studio meeting room in Los Angeles like she owns the air. She is 24 then, already an award-winning actress with a reputation for cutting remarks and sharper instincts. Killian Thorne is already there. He sits at the far end of the table, quiet, unreadable, too handsome to be real, too famous to be polite. The room treats him like gravity. Nora takes one look at him and thinks, arrogant. Killian takes one look at her and thinks, dangerous. The director of that film, a different director, talks about chemistry tests and schedules. Nora listens, bored. Killian listens, bored. Then the director says the words that start the war. We only have one female lead slot, so we will do final reads with 2 candidates. Nora smiles without warmth. Who is the other candidate? A name is said. A rising star. A studio favorite. Nora does not fear competition. She fears control. She fears being treated like a replaceable face. Killian stands, finally speaking. We should read today. Nora snaps her gaze to him. We should not. His eyes flick to her mouth, then away. You do not want to find out if you can keep up. That is the moment she decides she hates him. The reading goes well. Too well. Nora nails every line. Killian matches her, calm, perfect, maddening. The room loves the tension between them. The producers whisper about sparks. The studio smiles like it sees money. Afterward, Nora storms into the hallway and swears under her breath. She reaches for a bottle of water on the catering cart. A hand grabs it first. Nora looks up. Killian holds the bottle like he has won a trophy. Give it back. She says. Ask nicely. I would rather swallow glass. He twists the cap and takes a slow drink, never breaking eye contact. Nora wants to slap him. She wants to kiss him. Both options terrify her. Why do you act like this? She demands. Killian lowers the bottle. Because you act like this. They stare, breathing the same air, both too proud to blink. Then Killian leans closer and says, almost casually. We could stop pretending. Nora scoffs. We are not pretending anything. He tilts his head. You are pretending you do not want to bite my head off, or pull me into a closet. You are not sure which is worse. Nora's cheeks heat. You are disgusting. I am honest. She snatches the bottle from his hand, fingers brushing his. A jolt shoots through her, hot and immediate. Killian's eyes narrow as if he feels it too. They should walk away. They do not. That night, Nora texts her best friend one sentence. I think I met my enemy. An hour later, she adds another. And I think I am in trouble. The trouble grows fast. Studio dinners. Late rehearsals. A private joke shared across a table like a secret handshake. A glance that turns into a dare. A dare that turns into a kiss behind a trailer door. They agree on rules before they agree on feelings. Rule 1: keep it off the internet. Rule 2: never let the fandom smell it. Rule 3: publicly they are enemies. Always. Because enemies sell tickets. Enemies trend. Enemies make headlines. A secret romance does not unless it explodes. So they build the lie together. On red carpets, Nora looks through him like he is air. Killian offers her nothing but cold distance. Reporters ask questions and they answer with sharp jokes, layered insults, flawless timing. Their fans take sides. Comment sections burn. The industry watches and laughs. Then, when doors close, the truth steps out. They share an apartment in a quiet building with a private elevator. They cook terrible pasta at midnight and pretend it is gourmet. Nora steals his hoodies. Killian pretends to complain, then kisses the top of her head and pulls the hood up over her eyes. They fight about scripts and schedules. They make up on the kitchen counter. They whisper in bed like teenagers, making plans they never say aloud. Nora always thinks, we can keep this forever. Killian always thinks, I cannot keep this forever. So when the Oscars night arrives, Nora is not the only one who is tired. Killian is tired of hiding her laugh. Tired of watching her walk away in public, pretending he does not care. Tired of hearing strangers call them toxic enemies when he knows her better than anyone alive. And maybe, deep down, he is tired enough to let the world burn. After the broadcast accident, the backstage hallway becomes a storm of suits, headsets, and yelling. Nora gets dragged into a holding room the size of a closet. A publicist shoves a bottle of water into her hands. Another publicist waves a phone that will not stop vibrating. Do not look at social media. The first publicist pleads. It is too late. The second one says. The internet has already eaten it and asked for seconds. Nora grips the water bottle like it is a weapon. Across the room, Killian stands with his jacket unbuttoned, hair perfect, face unreadable. He looks like a man watching rain on a window. Not like a man whose tongue was on his secret girlfriend 3 minutes ago on a global screen. Nora wants to strangle him. A stage manager bursts in. You two are up in 6 minutes. Presenters for Best Picture, move. Nora gapes. What? The manager points at the schedule like it is a law of nature. You are next. The show does not stop because you made a moment. Nora turns to her publicist. Fix it. Tell them I am sick. Tell them I am dead. Her publicist makes a sound of pain. You cannot be dead on live television. Please do not be dead on live television. Nora squeezes her eyes shut. Her heart pounds. Her ears feel hot. She thinks of the monitor, of millions of screens, of her mother calling, of her agents screaming, of every headline she will wake up to tomorrow. Then she hears Killian's quiet voice. Look at me. Nora opens her eyes and finds him closer than he should be. His hand slips under the edge of her sleeve and brushes her wrist with one finger, a tiny secret touch that makes her skin prickle. Do not do that. She whispers. I am grounding you. He says. Stop acting like you are calm. You are the reason this happened. Killian's mouth twitches. You are alive. That is a win. Nora almost laughs, which makes her angrier. They get pushed into position. The stage lights spill into the wings. The audience noise rises like a wave. A host with perfect teeth cracks jokes about cinema and dreams, then glances at the teleprompter and falters for half a beat. The host recovers, but Nora sees it. Everyone sees it. The whole room knows something happened, even if the broadcast cut away quickly. Then the host announces them. Presenting the award for Best Picture, please welcome Nora Hart and Killian Thorne. Applause hits like thunder. Nora steps out, chin high, face blank. She moves like she is made of steel. Inside, she is melting. Killian walks beside her, smooth, effortless, as if nothing has changed. His smile is small, controlled, and the audience eats it up. Cameras love him. Cameras always love him. Nora reaches the microphone and forces her voice to stay steady. Good evening. She says. Killian says. Good evening. With a tone that is almost warm. Nora hears the crowd react. They are listening harder than they ever listen. They are hunting for cracks. The host returns to the side, eyes glittering with curiosity. So. The host says, too innocent. The internet is lively tonight. Anything you two want to clear up? Nora smiles like a knife. We are colleagues. A few people laugh. A few people cough. A few people look at each other like they just witnessed a crime. Killian leans closer to his microphone. Colleagues. He repeats as if testing the word for taste. Nora shoots him a warning glare that says, do not you dare. Killian looks at her, slow and deliberate, then back to the audience. Colleagues. He says again, and his voice drops into that low velvet tone fans call dangerous. Is that what you call someone you pin to a wall and kiss? The theater explodes. A shocked scream rises from the front rows. A producer puts his head in his hands. Cameras whip around, catching open mouths and wide eyes. Nora's spine goes rigid. She can feel the red crawling up her neck. She turns her head a fraction and whispers through her smile. Killian, shut up. Killian smiles back, a private flash that never reaches his eyes for the public. You started it. He whispers. No. She hisses. You started it by existing. He laughs, so soft the microphones barely catch it. The host makes a strangled sound. Well then. The host says, voice shaking with delight. I think the world just got an award it did not expect. Nora wants to sink into the floor. Instead, she reads the nominees. She keeps her hand steady. She keeps her face sharp. She pretends her heart is not trying to escape her ribs. Killian stands beside her like a statue, but his pinky finger hooks around hers when the cameras tilt away for 1 second. Nora squeezes back, furious at herself, because her body always betrays her. When they announce the winner, the audience cheers. The show moves on. But the whispers do not. Backstage, as soon as the curtain hides them, Nora rips her hand free and spins on him. Are you insane? She snaps. Killian's gaze does not waver. You asked for a clear statement. I did not ask for that. You did. His voice stays calm. Just not with words. Nora stares at him, breathless, and realizes something cold. He is not panicking. He is enjoying the chaos. And that scares her more than the broadcast ever could. Nora locks herself in her hotel suite and paces until the carpet could file a complaint. Her phone keeps ringing. Her agent leaves messages that sound like a man walking on glass. Her mother texts a single question and 1,000 exclamation points. Nora does not answer anyone. She answers only one person. Killian. He stands in her living room with his tie loosened, jacket draped over a chair like he belongs there. Because he does. Because he has belonged there for 2 years, in secret, in silence, in every quiet night they steal from the world. Nora points a finger at him like a prosecutor. You planned it. She says. Killian lifts an eyebrow. Planned what? Do not do that. Nora's voice cracks with anger. Do not act like you do not know. That camera did not end up on the program switch by magic. Killian walks closer. Slow. Careful. Like he is approaching a wild animal. It was a mistake. He says. Nora laughs, sharp and disbelieving. A mistake with perfect framing, perfect lighting, and a perfect cut to the main screen, sure. She crosses to her laptop and yanks up the venue feed logs that her assistant pulled from a terrified technician. Nora is not only an actress. She is a producer. She knows where secrets hide. She spins the screen toward him. Look. She snaps. Signal reroute, program switch, timestamp. It is not random. Someone guided the operator. Killian studies the screen for one quiet moment. His expression does not change. Nora feels her stomach drop. You know. She whispers. Killian exhales. Yes. Nora's hands shake. So you did it. Killian does not deny it. He only says. I helped it. You helped ruin my career. Nora spits. Killian's jaw tightens. I helped stop the lie. Nora throws her hands up. The lie kept us safe. The lie kept you safe. His voice sharpens for the first time tonight. It kept you in control. It kept you from choosing me out loud. Nora's chest tightens. Choosing you out loud would have cost everything. Maybe. Killian says. Or maybe it would have cost nothing but your fear. Nora steps closer, eyes bright with rage. You do not get to decide what I risk. Killian's gaze burns into hers. I get to decide what I can endure. Silence snaps between them. Then Nora's voice drops, quiet and dangerous. Tell me exactly how you did it. Killian hesitates, then speaks like a man confessing to a crime he believes is worth it. My assistant told Carter there was a sponsor clip ready. Carter loves behind-the-scenes shots. He pressed the wrong source because he thought it was safe. It was not. Nora stares at him. You used Carter. I did not force him. You set him up. Killian takes a step closer. Nora does not move back. I am tired. He says, voice low. I am tired of watching you act like I am poison in public. I am tired of being your enemy in daylight and your everything at night. I am tired of hiding the one thing I want to keep forever. Nora swallows. Her anger wavers. Not because she forgives him. Because she understands him. She understands the ache. She understands the hunger. But she also understands the world. If they destroy us. She whispers. What then? Killian's hand rises and cups her cheek. Warm. Steady. Familiar. Then I will build again. He says. With you. For you. Nora's throat tightens. You cannot build careers in a day. I can build a life. He says. And I can fight. I have fought worse than headlines. Nora wants to argue. She wants to hold on to the anger because anger is easier than fear. But Killian's eyes are soft now, and that softness is her weakness. You tricked me. She says, voice smaller. Killian kisses her forehead, a gentle touch that feels like surrender. I chose you. He whispers. I just stopped waiting for permission. Nora's hands fist in his shirt. She wants to push him away. Instead, she pulls him closer, furious at her own heart. You are impossible. She mutters. Killian breathes out a quiet laugh. Yes. Nora presses her face into his neck for 1 second, because the world outside her suite is screaming and inside, his arms are the only quiet she has left. Then she lifts her head, eyes narrow again. We are going to survive this. She says. But if you ever manipulate my life again, I will burn your kingdom to the ground. Killian's smile is soft and dangerous. I would expect nothing less. He says. The next morning, the internet wakes up and chooses violence. Nora opens her eyes to sunlight and a phone that will not stop buzzing. Her screen is a waterfall of notifications, headlines, and frantic messages. Her publicist sends one text. Do not look at the trending list. Breathe, then call me. Nora looks anyway. Of course she does. Every major platform has a version of the same screaming words. The kiss. The lie. The lovers. A morning show host grins so wide it looks painful. Last night, history was made, not for cinema, but for romance. A serious news anchor tries to pretend it is not fun. An unexpected on-air incident at the Academy Awards has sparked global conversation. The global conversation is mostly memes. A clip of Killian pinning Nora to the wall is cut to dramatic music. Someone adds slow motion. Someone adds glitter. Someone adds the caption, "Enemies to lovers speedrun." Nora buries her face in a pillow and groans. Killian walks in with room service coffee, calm as a monk. "You are smiling." Nora accuses. "I am drinking coffee." He says. "You are smiling with your eyes." He sets the tray down and sits beside her. "You are not screaming at me, that is progress. I screamed at you for 2 hours last night. You screamed while holding my hand." Nora stares at him. "I hate you." Killian leans in. "Say it again, slower." Nora shoves his shoulder. He laughs and catches her wrist, kissing her knuckles like it is the most natural thing in the world. Then the doorbell rings. Nora's eyes widen. No. Another ring. Killian stands and checks the peephole. He goes still. Nora sits up. "Who is it?" Killian opens the door just enough to block the view. Director Carter stands outside with a grin so bright it should be illegal. He holds a bag of pastries like an offering. "Good morning, you two," Carter says. "I come in peace, and sugar." Nora groans. "Carter, go away." Carter slips inside anyway. He looks around like he expects hidden cameras. Then he points at Killian. "You set me up." Carter says, not angry, almost proud. "You used me like a puppet." Killian does not flinch. "You pressed the switch." Carter raises both hands. "Yes, and it was a disaster, and I almost lost my job, and I might still lose my job, but also." He leans forward, eyes shining. "It was the greatest broadcast moment of my life." Nora glares at him. "You are insane." Carter nods eagerly. "Correct. Also, I have the numbers." He pulls out his phone and scrolls. View count, engagement, merch sales, fan edits. "I am telling you, this is not a scandal. This is a phenomenon." Nora presses her fingers to her temples. "My brand is built on control." Carter waves a hand. "Your brand is built on fire. You both are, and now the world knows the fire is real." Killian watches Nora, quiet. He lets Carter talk, but his attention never leaves her face, like he is reading every thought. Carter keeps going, unstoppable. "Your fans have united. I have never seen it. The war accounts are now making couple edits. The gossip sites are rewriting their whole vibe. Even your competitors are posting heart emojis. Someone in the studio called me at 6 in the morning and asked if you two can host a romantic comedy panel." Nora makes a strangled sound. "We are not hosting anything." Carter laughs. "You will, because the public wants the truth." Nora stares at the screen again. Another notification flashes. A colleague from an old film sends a message. "I knew it. I knew it. You both stare too hard. Congrats." Another message arrives from a famous actor who has always teased them. "Finally, I am tired of pretending you are not in love. Dinner soon." Nora looks at Killian. "Everyone knew." Killian shrugs. "Everyone with eyes." Nora groans again, but the sound is not only despair. It is relief, small and strange. Because the secret is out, and the world has not ended. It is only louder. Her publicist calls again. Nora answers, bracing. "Okay." Nora says. "Talk." Her publicist speaks fast. "We need a statement. You cannot hide. You cannot deny. Denial will look like more lies." Nora glances at Killian. He holds her gaze. No pressure. No demand. Only a steady presence. Nora breathes in. "We will do it," she says. "Do what?" the publicist asks. "We will tell the truth," Nora says. Killian's lips part, and for the first time all morning, his calm cracks. Something like hope flashes in his eyes. Nora turns away from him so he will not see how scared she is. Then she adds. "On our terms." Killian reaches for her hand under the table. Nora lets him take it. Carter claps like a proud parent. "Yes." Carter says. "That is the spirit. Now, should I call the press or should I just accidentally leak your engagement ring size?" Nora throws a pastry at him. Carter catches it and laughs, unstoppable, while Killian presses a kiss to Nora's shoulder, quiet, possessive, and entirely unbothered by the chaos he started. 2 weeks later, the storm changes shape. The first headlines scream betrayal. The second wave screams romance. By the third wave, the world settles into a single conclusion. They lied, but the lie was cute. Nora and Killian sit in a quiet studio space for a live interview, hands visible on the table like they are on trial. Cameras point at them from every angle. A host smiles like a cat. Nora wears a simple black dress. Killian wears a gray suit. They look calm, but Nora can feel her pulse in her fingertips. The host clears his throat. So, 2 years. Nora gives a controlled smile. Yes. And the enemy's thing? The host says, unable to hide his glee. That was all an act. Killian speaks before Nora can. The rivalry is real, the hate is not. Nora shoots him a look. The hate was very real when you stole my water bottle. Killian looks at the camera. She is still mad about the water bottle. Nora tilts her chin. It was my water bottle. The host laughs, delighted. Okay, but seriously, people feel fooled. Nora nods. We did fool people, I am sorry for that. Killian nods too. I am sorry, but I am not sorry I love her. The host leans forward. So why hide it? Nora answers with honesty that tastes like letting go. Because in this industry, privacy is a luxury, and because our work was always under a microscope, we wanted one thing that belonged only to us. Killian adds. And because enemies are a story people understand, lovers are messy. The host watches them for a long moment, then softens. Do you love her? He asks Killian. Killian does not look away. Yes. Do you love him? He asks Nora. Nora's throat tightens. She hates how visible she feels. She hates that the world can see her heart. But she also hates the old fear, the fear that kept her silent. So she answers. Yes. She says. Unfortunately. The host laughs. The audience laughs. Nora hears the laugh and realizes something. She is not being destroyed. She is being seen. After the interview, they walk out into a sea of cameras. Nora grips Killian's hand. Not hidden. Not secret. Real. They get into a car and the door shuts. Silence falls, warm and private. Nora exhales. We did it. Killian turns to her, eyes soft. We did it. Nora leans back, then laughs, shaky. I cannot believe the world is cheering. Killian reaches into his pocket. Nora freezes. What are you doing? Killian holds up a small velvet box. Nora's brain short-circuits. No. Killian opens the box. A ring catches the light, simple and perfect. Not flashy. Not a headline. Something chosen with care, like a promise meant for a real life. Nora stares, mouth open. Killian, this is not funny. It is not funny. He says. His voice is steady, but his hand trembles. It is everything. Nora's eyes sting. You are proposing in a car. Killian smiles. The last time we were on a screen, you were pinned to a wall. I thought we should try a different angle. Nora laughs through tears. You are ridiculous. Killian's gaze is fierce, tender, certain. Nora heart. He says. I am done acting like you are my enemy. I want you as my partner, my home, my forever. Will you marry me? Nora's heart slams against her ribs. For one terrifying second, she sees every risk again. Every headline. Every loss. Then she sees Killian, the man who holds her in the dark, who makes her coffee, who remembers her lines, who looks at her like she is the only real thing in a room full of fiction. Nora swallows and lifts her chin. Yes. She says. Killian exhales like he has been holding his breath for 2 years. He slides the ring onto her finger with care, then pulls her into his arms. Nora clings to him. If you ever trick me again. She whispers into his neck. I will bite you. Killian laughs. Deal. He kisses her. Not for cameras. Not for a screen. For them. Later, at a private celebration with friends, Director Carter raises a glass and wipes an exaggerated tear from his eye. I always believed in love. Carter announces. And also in surveillance cameras. Nora throws a napkin at him. Killian catches her waist and spins her, and for once, the world outside can watch if it wants. Nora looks up at him and says, smiling. If one kiss could do all this, we should have stopped pretending sooner. Killian kisses her forehead. If we did not pretend, the reveal would not have been loud enough. Nora rolls her eyes. You love chaos. Killian pulls her closer. I love you. And this time, the words do not need a secret hallway to exist.
Thanks for watching. Follow for more romance stories.